It's EJ Tutor here. Okay, so today we're looking at these grammar terms. They are common Latin and Greek, and actually all grammar terms, but ones that we don't tend to consider very important in our study of English in schools at the moment. So they might look a little bit confusing, but do not worry, we will go over all of them, and they are really simple to understand. And then everything will be made clear. So let's get going. So first we have the person. This just is who is doing the action. So I, you, he, or she or it, which I will add in a second, we, you, or they. This comes up, there we go, there's our she and it, not just a he who can do the action. And then we have this in a more useful table. So you have I is the first person singular, you is the second person singular, he, she, or it is the third person singular. And then similarly, we is the first person plural, so corresponds to the I. If it's more than one, just me, it's we. You, plural, second person plural, and they is the third person plural. So it should all make sense. Let's do a few examples. So you've got I go is first person singular, we love first person plural, they sing third person plural. So then you get to number. This is split into singular and plural. Oh, let me just change my pen colour. So this is really pretty obvious, and we've just had it on the previous slide. I, you, i.e. just one of you, and he, she, or it is singular. So the you in singular corresponds to tu in the French, and the you in the plural corresponds to vous in the French. And similarly in Spanish, and I'm sure many other languages that I'm not so certain of. So for example, I swim, she walks, and you cook, they're all singular, then correspondingly we swim, they walk, and you plural cook. That takes us to tense. So tense is all to do with, yes, it is all to do with time, when an action takes place. So this gives you the overview table of Latin tenses. You only have 6 to learn. It makes it sound so manageable. The present, future, and imperfect are usually considered to be continued tenses. So the action is continuing at the time that you are talking about, even if that's in the future. And the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect are all actions that have been completed. So in practice, all this means is the present is I go or I am going, the future I will go or I shall go, the imperfect I was going or you were going, the perfect I went or I have gone, not the best verb to use as it's irregular in English, the pluperfect I had gone, and the future perfect I will have gone. So that's how they translate. If you're a learner of English as a foreign language, these will be familiar to you, but also slightly different. You don't have things like the past simple, that's just the perfect. Don't worry about that too much. If you need help with that, get in contact with me and I will go over it in a different time. Otherwise, these are all the tenses you need to know in Latin. Okay, so we shall move on to mood. So the mood is split into four different things: indicative, subjunctive, imperative, and the infinitive. So let's go over these in a bit more detail. The indicative is just used really for facts, for statements, can also be, used for questions. It is your bog standard normal tense. If you're a beginner, you will only be really working with the indicative and, I suppose, a bit the infinitive. The subjunctive in French or in other languages, you get told this is used for doubt. It's not too dissimilar in Latin. You just have very set times when you use it. So it's used for conditionals, possibilities. You also would use it for wishes. Really, it can all come under the umbrella of uncertainty. The good news is at GCSE, you only need to know 6 usages of the subjunctive. Stay tuned for a video that I will do in the coming weeks about the 6 usages for this. Then you have the imperative. This is just for orders. It's a fancy way of saying orders or commands. Also, it can be used for exhortations. But essentially, if you just remember it's used for orders, that will get you through. So do this, be here, sit down, anything like that is an imperative. And then the infinitive is the just translation to be, to do. It's just to plus the verb. And this is either used as a noun or with another noun. So I want to do this, I want to go, I like to do this, etc. Then we have a voice. This is just split into active or passive. So active example, I love, passive, I am loved. If you can spot the difference here, it's essentially whether you are doing the action, so I love reading, or whether I am passive in the action, whether I'm having the action done to me, I am loved. Somebody else is loving me. So I throw, I'm doing the action, the ball is thrown, the ball is having the action done to it, it is being thrown. So those are your main grammar terms that you need to know. Certainly there will be enough to get you started with. Here is your overview. Pause it now if you want to read through them again. As always, if you have any questions, don't forget to head over to my website, which is in the description section below. Otherwise, leave a comment of any other grammar that you are struggling with, and I will do my best to make a video for that. Until then, keep enjoying your Latin grammar, and I will see you next time.